Mosier,
Yes.
thank you for, blessing us with your time, and also thank you for, and this is not time in terms of thoughts, interactions, mindsets, and emotions. This is time in terms of period or the clock time.
Right.
Overtime.
And so thank you so much for taking this opportunity, and also thank you for engaging in the RUMERTIME process this school year. And I am looking forward to hearing what your experiences were as you saw the students experience possible, hopefully, transformations in terms of their time, in terms of their thoughts, their interactions, their mindsets, and their emotions as they engaged in the RUMERTIME process with Ms. Harvey. So our first question then would be, tell us a little bit about the makeup of your students and the class, and what are some of the challenges you may have experienced?
Well, the biggest challenge I ran into this year was actually their emotions.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of students will walk in here already charged.
Mm-hmm.
That something happened last night, something happened in another city and they found out that morning, or something happened in the class period before and they're already upset. And that's, for me, that's like one of the big, how do I teach a kid who's not in the right mindset to even sit down and listen?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the biggest things that we struggled with.
Okay.
And
so
if
emotions.
and if I could ask,
Okay.
Mr. Mosier teaches our English curriculum here
Mm-hmm.
at our Dream Academy. Just for our audience that is there, our listeners, I want to make sure that our voices project so that they can hear us, because I think everything that you say is so critical and it's so vital to the balance that they're trying to recover.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can kind of just paraphrase that again, just for our audience back there in the back, so that they can hear you. Yes.
So the biggest thing we face here is our kids will already come in charged because something has happened.
Yes.
And when they're charged like that, I can't reach them. I can't take the time to sit down and reach one because I've got 20 others who are ready to go.
Yes.
So the charge is the emotional charge. They come in with some issue, like you said, they heard something happen in their neighborhood or somewhere across wherever. Some type of imbalance is occurring in the emotions, and it doesn't matter where that was triggered. It could have been triggered at home, in the community,
Even in another classroom.
in a
or even
classroom,
the lunchroom, or on the school
anywhere.
bus.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And so you're saying when they come in emotionally charged, it's difficult to teach.
Yes, and it makes it even harder because for a lot of these students, I'm not the one that they can reach to with that. I might have one or two who will like tell me, yeah, I'm not having a good day, but to really draw it out of them, like what's going on, let me help you.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to talk to me
Right.
because they don't want, even if they trust me, they don't want someone else to hear.
Right.
Yeah, that's a good
right.
point.
And so that's where the time intervention room comes in with the RUMERTIME process. Is
Yes.
what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
And so one of the things that Mr. Mosier and I shared in our interactions is that, I've prefaced him on the expectations of the DIR and of RUMERTIME.
Mm-hmm.
And he's trusted the relationship that we've shared of these 5 SECs, the social emotional competencies, the self-awareness, the self-management, the relationship management, the healthy decision makings, and the social awareness, for our kids to recognize and understand who they're being in all of these diverse settings. And so this is what's important, is that we help them to recover the balance when the behavior has absconded. And as soon as Mr. Mosier, in his self-awareness, recognizes, oh, this is something I can't manage, or this is something that perhaps I need to help manage for the student, is to allow them to go to that space of recovery. And he has been on board 1,000%. And if that's something that you could share with Dr. Larrier, your observation when the student has been removed or you've sent a student to the DIR. What have you noticed about their behavior upon their return?
Well, the biggest thing I've seen is going out and coming back. I've seen there's a difference in the way they move. It's like something has been shifted on their shoulders. And I've had students come in. I'm sorry I'm late. I was with Miss Harvey. And I know that's a good thing because I know they're coming in and I saw them earlier and they just had a look on their face. You can tell they're mad about something or something's going down. And they come in later and there's a serious shift in them. They're quiet, they're focused, and these are normally the students who I might have to keep an eye on. But if they're coming back from her, I don't have to worry about them at all. They're either so reflective about what happened that they're emotionally drained and they're just not dealing with anyone, or they realize they need to refocus and they're getting down what they need.
Right, and so there's something that takes place. There's an intervention then that takes place between the two, or we will call it the two events, the two periods, which is going the pre and then the post. And once they come to the intervention room with Ms. Harvey, then there's that transformation.
Exactly.
It's a transformation.
Yes, she's told me a few times some of the basics of what she does, but it's clear that whatever she's doing is working for those students.
Right. And so what she's doing, she's using the RUMERTIME process.
Yes.
Right. And so that is what she's teaching students in that room, how to become self-aware, how to manage their emotions and their thoughts, their interactions and their mindsets. She's teaching them how to engage in healthy relationship management, as well as healthy decision making, and also to be focused or to pay more attention, be more mindful of the social other, okay? And that's where the social awareness comes. So they're going to start behaving like if they're not the only people on the planet. Right, and so that's what I think those are some of the things I think you're seeing when they come back to the classroom.
Absolutely, that's the biggest shift especially. It's like it's not, everybody needs to see me with these students. It's like, okay, I'm here, they know I'm here, and I'm just going to do what I need to do. Right,
and that's awesome, Do you also see a difference, Mr. Mosher, in their academic performance? Have you noticed any of your students?
More like a shift of focus.
A shift of focus, but even in terms of their performance.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Pride.
In fact, I was thinking about this the other day. One of our young ladies, one of the 10th graders who works with you.
Okay.
She came in and just this past week was busting butt. And I told her as much, and I believe that was in large part to you, because when she came in, she didn't want to do anything, or she was ready to fight everyone. Those were her two extreme moods.
Right.
Those were her two extreme moods. She either didn't come in, or she came in because she was ready to fight. But throughout the year, she's become more calm, more manageable, and this past week, she's like, she was about nothing but academics.
Wow.
She wasn't here to play, she wasn't here to do anything, she was here to get her work done.
Wow.
That is awesome.
And
that is a testament. That is a powerful testament to the efficacy and the potency of the RUMERTIME process.
Yes.
I just have to say that.
Yeah. And you know what? I want to say.
And of course, the RUMERTIME process, I'm just cut you off.
That's okay.
The RUMERTIME process.
You're the facilitator, the developer.
No, the RUMERTIME process needs a vehicle. And the vehicle is Ms. Harvey. She deploys the RUMERTIME process with fidelity, passion,
thank you,
and her own uniqueness. She has embraced it and she reflects it in a way that is responsive to the students, relevant to the students, and the change or the transformation is seen not just in school, not just in the individual student, but also at home. We had a report this morning of a student. She herself, a self-report, told us how her parents have seen such an improvement in her behavior, in her anger, that they told her she could actually basically not go to her anger management group, because what they're seeing with her using the RUMERTIME process, they are completely satisfied. Yeah. So thank you.
You're welcome.
And thank you, Mr. Mosier.
I was about to say, I'm grateful to teachers like Mr. Mosier.
Yes.
Because it's a buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you interrupt instruction,
mm-hmm.
and I have an appointment scheduled, or I have an observation to do, and I'll come in and sit in a class, and sometimes teachers can feel like you're observing them, and feel like, well, is she here to document me?
Right.
And I'm never there for an intrusion to say what it is that they're not doing. It is there to observe behavior and to try to understand why and how a student is triggered
In the classroom.
in the classroom,
Yeah,
especially
yeah.
one that's on my caseload.
Yes.
And so when we do our observations and then we compare them to a student that is balanced, or a student that is a lot more focused, that is the testament to the instruction,
Right.
to the instructor.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm able to make the comparison. And so from there, I'm able to prescribe some strategies,
Right.
and some tools,
Yeah.
and to go into my toolkit, and to go into my word pollen that Dr. Larrier, that you have designed. And so I thank you for cultivating my seeds of development, my professional development, so that I'm able to implement and facilitate this with fidelity and integrity. But I could not do it without a teacher like Mr. Mosier, because he'll tell me, whatever you need, Ms. Harvey. He'll stop in the middle of
lesson.
in the middle of a lesson, in the middle of a slideshow, and I'll come to the door, Ms. Harvey, excuse me, class, and it'll be, what can I help you with?
Right.
Who do you need? And because he knows if I'm working with a student, that's going to be better for him,
Right.
or a better resource for him. But we're able to be resources for each other. And it's not just during the middle of instruction, but through transitions for classes. When we're on break, we have discussions. We talk about behaviors, or we talk about character, we talk about improvements. It's never always anything negative, but the positives. And so even in your letter of reflection that he was so kind to write for me, so that I could have for my archives, for my record keeping, is to share what you thought my impact had been on the kids. And just even with our relationship with each other, we together have impacted instruction.
Absolutely.
And so we together have impacted Dream. And so, and being on the school, and the SST team, the student support team, we're able to support each other with information, critical information, to provide balance for our students, and as well as balance for us as staff. And so I applaud you, because you have grown tremendously, significantly, from my observation from the beginning of the school year, and able to bounce off some, we just say some constructive feedback, and he to help me as well with our relationships with our students and each other. So that's what makes it so effective.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When every piece matters.
Yeah,
when every piece gets fully engaged, when all stakeholders are fully engaged, that's when wholeness can take place.